What's up guys, Jacob Harvey here from Harvey Brothers Production, and today is going to be our first mountain bike video. What we're going to do is we're going to go over how to properly maintain your mountain bike, the things you need to do so. Let's get to it. So the first thing that we're going to cover is what do you need to properly maintain your mountain bike. You're going to need a floor pump, a roll of shop towels, some cleaner, this is a car cleaner, degreaser or chain cleaner, chain lube, detailer. I have a digital tire gauge, some Allen keys or Allen wrenches. You're gonna have a bristled brush, chain cleaner, microfiber towel, a bucket, and a hose. Now that you know what you need to use, the first thing you're going to do to your bike is clean it. Now after a ride I just rode this morning, it can get very dirty. Dirt gets in every little pocket there is. So you're just going to go through with your brush, spray the bike down at first so you can kind of blast off the mud if you want. And you just go through scrubbing it. I'm actually going to go to time lapse for this part and then we'll move to the next thing. And bolt checks are really good because you can go through and make sure that you have the confidence the next time you're going to go and ride, nothing's going to fall off, which I've actually had happen. My pedal fell off at Black Diamond and I had to get a new crank. Not a very good situation, but you go through, check every bolt on the bike, and you can also check the frame for scratches or rust that you didn't know about. So what you're going to do is it basically tells you how to do it in the name. It's a bolt check. You go through and just check all the bolts, make sure they're nice and tight. And this is one of the things where you can never really do it too much, where the more you do it, the better condition that your bike is going to be. But you just go through all sides, get every kind of bolt on the bike, make sure it's tight, go to the next thing. What you do to your bike is you go through and do a chain clean. Now, one thing that I highly recommend getting is an actual purpose-built chain cleaner, and it's a lot better than using like a toothbrush, which I have done. So you pop this off, take your chain cleaner or degreaser, whichever one you have, go through. Most of these have a little fluid line, you probably can't see with the camera, but you go through and fill that up, and once you've done so, take the cap, you pop the chain in the little guides that it has, put the cap on, lock it in, and then you're going to start cranking away. Now, I like to do this for about, 10 to 15 seconds. You can do it longer or shorter. It really depends on how clean you want your chain. If you want it brand new, you can do this for a minute. I mean, it's really personal preference. Once you've done that, pop the cap off, get the chain out of there, and then you take a shop towel and you go through and just get all the excess cleaner off there. Because it's not a lubricant, you don't really want it there. It's just to get all that grease, grime, and rust off. So then what you're going to do is take your chain lube and you go through and spray the chain lube on there. Once you've done that, what I like to do is I like to run through a few gears, help get it in every nook and cranny of the derailleur, the cassette. Just keep pedaling through. So once you're done with that, you're going to take your shop towel again and just very lightly take off some of the excess grease because you don't want it dripping off. Now if you have a dry lube, you can kind of skip this process. But if you have a spray on, you just go through, kind of get all the excess lube off. That's how you clean your chain. What you're going to do to your bike is you're going to go through and check the tire pressure. most floor pumps come with the Schrader and Presta adapters. They come with locks. But one of the key features of a really nice one is a gauge. So how you're going to do this, you find your valve, take off your valve cap, undo the valve, take Schrader Presta, get it in there, lock it on, and you're just going to start pumping away. Now, I checked these this morning, so it's not going to be too long before I actually take it off. But you just keep pumping it up to where you want it. And then, what you're going to do, if you have a digital tire gauge, if not, you can, again, skip this process. You're going to turn your tire gauge on, find whatever valve you have, place it on, find what you got, and then this one has something where you can adjust it from here. So once you got it to what you want, you're going to take your valve cap. First off, you're going to screw the valve back in, take the valve cap, screw that on. And another thing you can do is this is a time where you can go through, check the tread of the tire, see how much life you have left in the tire. You can check the casing or the wall of the tire. You can also go through, check your rim for any cracks, dents, or scratches. You check your spokes, see if your spokes need to be tightened. Just go through and check the tire and the rims and see how they look. One thing, depending on what size tire you have, depends on the tire pressure. Now I have 29 by 2.2 front and back, so I run 28 in the back and then 27.5 or 26.5 in the front. If you have a fat boy tire, which is really wide, you can run in some circumstances, like in the snow, 6 psi. But if you have a skinny little road tire, you have to run like 60 plus psi in most tires. So depending on what you have, it varies the pressure. You can go online sometimes and look and find out what you need. You just go through front and back, check the tire, check the pressure, move on to the next thing. Final thing in this video is something that you don't have to do, but I highly recommend it, is you go through and detail your bike. Now this is a matte specific because I have a matte finish. They can come in gloss, but what it does is it basically just protects the finish. So if you have a gloss, it won't get super dull and start looking matte. And it just protects the paint of the bike so you don't have to paint it again. So what you're gonna do is, I already have it folded, but you fold the towel in twice. And then don't spray it onto the bike, because if it gets in the rotors, it's really not good for it. It can affect the performance. So you do a few little sprays on your microfiber towel, and you go through and just wipe over the frame. And you do this to the entire bike, any kind of paint really, you can do it to the forks. But you just go through scrubbing this on, wiping it over, because this just helps protect your paint like I said earlier. Another thing you can do is you can go through and check for new scratches on your bike, kind of like with the rims. You can go through, check the frame, make sure there's no cracks, because if there is a cracked frame, you're going to want to have to replace it as soon as possible, not your bike split in half after you hit the next gap jump on a trail. You just go through doing this to the entire bike, both sides. Just an extra little protection layer for your bike. Move on. How you properly maintain your mountain bike. I hope you found this information useful or entertaining. If you have any questions, like what detailer did I get, what do you recommend, what PSI, let me know down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer those questions. We also need hack ideas for dirt bikes / motorcycles and mountain bikes so we can do more videos. We will be coming out with a mountain bike riding video soon. So if you like mountain bikes, stick to it. We'll be coming out with how to properly maintain your dirt bike, how to clean it. Basically the same thing as this, but with a dirt bike soon. So don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification button, get a little ding every time we post. See you next time.